YouTube, it's your boy Hydro Reacts, back for another video, man. Today we're gonna be reacting to a video by a channel called Wellness Lenses, Psychopath versus Sociopath, how to spot the difference and why you need to know this. I feel like it's important because I feel like these are two prevalent personality types. These are two prevalent things, especially in today's culture. I have a lot of psychopaths, a lot of sociopaths. Is running into one of these two, man, can literally ruin your life. Running into one of these two can ruin your life, but you can also cure a sociopath or a psychopath. You know, someone might run into you and you might grow that person. Let's watch this video and let's see if we can identify these traits. Let's see what this video talking about, man. Oh shit, I'm not even screen recording. You know what's crazy? Screen record now.
After our favorite murder documentary was over, my friends and I sat on the couch, taking in all that had happened, before one friend blurted out, he was clearly a psychopath. No, he was a sociopath, another friend offered. The argument between the two went on for some time before they looked at me to bring this to an end. Having been trained in psychiatric conditions in med school, I was the bona fide expert in the group. Of course, I had heard people use the two terms interchangeably, but I never really stopped to think about how to differentiate them. Do you find yourself wondering what the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath really is? Welcome to our channel, where we talk about,
I'm gonna be honest, I cannot tell you the difference between the two.
Issues relating to mental health, self-improvement, general medical problems, and the journey to overall wellness. We put out weekly videos on these topics, and our content is based on scientific research and our experience as physicians practicing both Western and Eastern medicine. If this is something that appeals to you, be sure to like this video and stick till the very end to see if this is something you want to subscribe to. Without further ado, let's head straight into the main topic of today's video: psychopaths and sociopaths. Psychopathy. When do we say a person is a psychopath? According to Oxford Learner's Dictionary, a psychopath is a person who has a serious personality disorder that involves not caring about other people's feelings, not feeling sorry when they have done something bad, and wanting to be violent or cruel to others. Are psychopaths born? I know that you have heard of this famous saying that psychopaths are born. Indeed, psychopathy has been associated with genetic predispositions.
A lot of black people are psychopaths, dog. Let me just get that out. A lot of black people, man, y'all are psychopaths, bro. A black person die, don't nobody give a damn, especially not black people. A lot of black business go down, black people don't give a damn, bro. Like, a lot of y'all are psychopaths, bro. A lot of y'all are psychopaths, bro.
In psychopathy, the amygdala, a part of the brain that controls how a person responds to potentially harmful or scary situations, is thought to be dysfunctional. This is clearly shown when psychopaths are watching murder and bloody scenes. Instead of being uncomfortable and disturbed by everything, they are, in fact, calm and may even laugh at the scene. This area of the brain also aids in controlling emotions. Psychopaths have been found to have modifications to the structure and operation of specific brain regions, including the prefrontal cortex, temporal cortex, and paralimbic structures, which function at a lower level. Sometimes, this causes them to experience odor-related issues. Their ability to distinguish between various odors declines, with increasing psychopathy scores on the standard tests. However, the environment is thought to contribute as well to some extent. How to spot psychopathy in children. Children who exhibit callous, unemotional traits, lack of empathy and guilt, shallow emotions, are more likely to grow up to be psychopaths. These kids tend to engage in aggressive and antisocial behavior, such as bullying. They are also less likely to recognize a frightening look and are less likely to react to socially rewarding stimuli, like pleasant expressions. Teenagers that exhibit early traits of psychopathy, like lack of empathy, may also be diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder. They are also less likely to make lifelong friends, since they cannot find delight in these bonds.
I might fit into this. Let me speak on this real quick. I might fit into that category because I don't know, man. I feel like it is very hard for me to have. I have friends. I have tons of friends. I have over 100 friends. I have over 100 friends. Like, I could dead ass name you over 100 niggas that I've hung out with. Like, I have tons of friends. But if you see me right now, I'm by myself. Majority of my life, I've been by myself. I've met tons of niggas who've been hella cool, hella chill. But do I see myself with a lifelong friend? I don't think so. I think the people I meet, we're so cool that it's like on some shit like, hey, I see you when I see you. But I think because of the way I grew up, I think it caused me to transfer into my adulthood. I grew up basically alone as a child. I had brothers and sisters. I had my mom, I had my stepdad. But I grew up kind of alone in a way. And that transferred into my adulthood. And I didn't know that being alone isn't normal until I became an adult. I thought as a kid, I was always alone. I was always handling responsibilities. I was always trying to come up, trying to do something creative, trying to do something athletic. I was always alone as a kid. And I thought it was normal, I always thought it was normal until I became an adult. And I said, oh shit, like, it's not normal to always be by yourself. Like, I thought it was normal. I'm cool with being I could be by myself for the rest of my life and be okay. As long as I got some weed, as long as I got some food. I don't even care about clothes like that. Like, as long as I got some weed and some food, bruh, I'm cool by myself. Like, I don't need to hang around anybody. You know what I mean? Family, friends. Maybe, am I a psychopath? Because why don't I need to hang around why don't I feel the need? I can go days without even talking. Like, believe it or not, if it's not for this camera, I probably won't even talk. This is the most I talk, like, on this camera. Like, I don't even talk like that unless I'm with some friends, which I'm rarely ever even with friends. It's like, bruh, talking is just, unless it's a unless there's substance-filled conversation, I don't really care to talk. Like, I feel like you should be listening more than you're talking, number one. And if you're talking too damn much, you're gonna miss what the hell is going on. So I was like, why the hell are you talking so much? Anyways, man, let's get back to this video. I'm talking too much right now.
Social relationships. Psychopaths are typically unable to establish true emotional connections with others. They tend to form superficial bonds that they later use to their benefit. And despite the obvious harm they cause, psychopaths never regret their actions. They typically create a symbiotic or parasitic connections and can be almost compulsively ordered while maintaining the appearance of normalcy in their social interactions. So what really makes these people enjoy manipulating others? It turns out that dopamine, a chemical that awakens our brain's reward centers, is overproduced and overvalued in the brains of psychopaths. Why do psychopaths think that influencing others will make them feel good? Their dopamine receptors go into overdrive, providing them with motivation and considerably enhancing their desire to get their own way. Their life in crime. When committing crimes, psychopaths typically do so in a method that poses the least risk to themselves. They will meticulously plan their offenses to avoid detection and have backup plans ready for any eventuality. Due to their inability to empathize, psychopaths do not experience regret for their behavior. Psychopaths are prevalent among serial killers. Career paths. According to a 2013 Oxford scholar, Kevin Dutton's study, some occupations draw psychopaths. They arrive in large numbers to fill open positions as police officers, attorneys, and doctors. CEO is the most...
I notice all of these positions I name are positions of power over society, Not positions of personal interest, but positions of power over people. You know what I mean?
Noteworthy occupation for a psychopath. They love their occupations and make an effort to win others' respect and trust. This is due to the fact that while not being able to feel them, they are highly adept at mimicking human social emotions. Thanks to this, they can masterfully manipulate people's behaviors. Highly positive attitude. An interesting fact about these people is that psychopaths typically provide 100% effort. Since they are so motivated by rewards, they have a very strong positive attitude. Instead of concentrating on the potential downside, they emphasize on the potential upside, which drives them to exert more effort because they only perceive the benefit. If things don't work out their way, they may go to extremes. Short concentration span. One of the less well-known characteristics of a psychopath is a short attention span, which can manifest in ways that are comparable to ADD or ADHD symptoms. Psychopaths are constantly searching for more exciting or amusing things to do or see, since they are easily bored with mundane activities, tasks, and people. They may also experience a sudden loss of interest in objectives, undertakings, or connections that had previously been highly essential to them. This may also be related to a history of making careless decisions or quitting commitments or initiatives before they are completed. Twisted minds. Psychopaths frequently have abnormal thoughts because of the way their brains are wired. As a result, they might say or see things that are weird, strange, or off-putting in casual interactions. A psychopath may also occasionally give a startling glimpse into their surprising minds when they discuss odd things they enjoy, make hurtful remarks about other people, or make it apparent that they don't care about other people. Compulsive liars. Pathological lying is a trait that many psychopaths exhibit. They could embellish the truth to forward their agenda, boost their ego, or influence others to think, feel, or act in a certain manner. The majority of people with normal emotions experience remorse or at least some level of concern when they lie. But for psychopaths, lying is guiltless due to the lack of conscience. Deception is indeed a recognized symptom of psychopathy, and it can even manifest as someone faking regret.
I feel like that's something I'm really good at. Speak on that real quick. I feel like it's something I'm really good at is detecting when people are lying or bullshitting. I don't know why, but for some reason, whenever, like, that's why I don't really talk to people like that. But whenever I do, it's like I can just tell when someone is lying to me or when someone is, you know what I mean? Like, I can tell when someone's not being 100% truthful, if that makes sense.
Empathy or care and concern for others. Is there treatment? The best therapies for treating psychopathy are those that use many modalities. This means that treatment approaches need to incorporate numerous options, including psychotherapy, development of behavioral skills, and the recognition of the important roles that family, school, peers, and the community play. Patients who do not react to other interventions are typically the only ones for whom medications are advised. This was psychopathy in a nutshell. As we had discussed earlier, people frequently confuse it with sociopathy. So let's look into this entity in more detail.
And then we get hit with an ad. This is good. Not 2 ads is crazy, man. Diabolical. Okay, just want to.
Sociopathy. According to the Oxford Learner's Dictionary, a sociopath is a person who has a mental illness and who behaves in an aggressive or dangerous way towards other people. Are sociopaths made? The words.
I think after hearing the two definitions, I think I identify more with the psychopath just because I carry basically no empathy for people. And also, I tend to have antisocial patterns.
Sociopath is used when antisocial behavior is brought on by a brain injury or harmful sociocultural elements, such as parental neglect, peers who engage in criminal activity, belief systems, and upbringing. They are majorly a product of their surrounding environment. They have...
I think with that definition, I kind of relate more to the socio, because I have no desire to harm people. You know, like there is no desire in my bone to beat people up, to kill. Like, although I feel like I have that ability, I'm definitely more than capable of causing pain to someone, but I don't have the desire to cause pain. And I have a lot of emotional control. So like, say if someone pushed me, I don't automatically just, I don't just wig out and crash out. Like, I have a lot of emotional control. So if someone push me, I'm a, bro, watch out, bro. Watch out. They put, bro, watch out, bro. Watch out, bro. And then they, I'm hey. You know what I mean? So it's like, I have a lot of emotional control. So I don't see myself, I think, now that you explained a little bit of the sociopath, I kind of identify a little bit more with that, because my antisocial behaviors stem from, like I said earlier, my antisocial behaviors stem from my childhood. It doesn't stem from me having a desire or, you know what I mean? I didn't want to be this way. I just became this way. I just am this way. You know? I didn't want to be this way, you know? I see myself, like I said, I've hung out with friends. Like, I have a lot of friends. If you go down the line, and a lot of the times these interactions are positive, like, and we even left off on positive interactions. There's very few people who can say, oh man, this guy was an asshole to me and that's why we aren't friends anymore. Like, a majority of people I've met in my lifetime, we're still friends. I'm still friends with the nigga. I have a friend I've known since kindergarten, bro. We still, you know, so we don't talk every day. We don't talk that often. We probably talk maybe 3-4 times throughout the year, you know, we just catch up with each other. But this nigga has been my friend since kindergarten, bro. I'm 27 years old. This nigga has been my friend. Like, that doesn't happen, you know. I feel like I've known this nigga since I started school, and we are still friends to this day. I graduated high school 10 years ago. We still friends to this day. So I don't feel like I have an inability to keep friends. I just have these antisocial behavior patterns where there's a desire. Like I said, it's not a desire. It's a natural behavior. Like, this is a natural behavior for me. Being alone is natural for me. It's unnatural for a lot of people, though. For a majority of people, being alone is like, why are you alone? You're weird. Why are you always by yourself? You know what I mean? But to me, why are you always in the club? Why are you always surrounded by a bunch? Why do you continuously have to be in social environments? Are you not comfortable alone? Are you not comfortable by yourself? You know, like, I kind of question them the same way they question me. Like, the same way they question why I'm by myself. I question, why are you always with niggas? Why are you always with other females? Why are you always with a group of people? I get it. I used to move around when I was younger. Like I said, I used to have a lot of friends and shit. So it's like, bro, I used to ride around in the car with 5 niggas. You know what I'm saying? We smoking and shit. Guns and shit. But as I got older, even back then I was still, you know what I'm saying? I was still majority of the time by myself. But as I got older, I'm becoming more and more by myself and more nonchalant about it. Before, I would try to mix in friends, you know? Like, when I was younger, I would still be by myself, but I would try to mix it in. Like, okay, bet I'll be by myself all week. This weekend, I'm gonna turn up with the gang. Or, let me go hoop. Let me go get some drinks. Let me go chill. Let's go on a 2-man. You know what I'm saying? I would do social things just to try to stay in the loop, you know, when I was younger. But nowadays, I don't have that same care, you know, like to try to keep up. Nowadays, I don't give a damn. Let's get back to the video.
Little conscience. Sociopaths are not all cold-hearted like psychopaths. They do have the ability to feel remorse and guilt. And although empathy and guilt can exist in sociopaths, they usually lack the strength to override their impulsive and erratic conduct. Meanwhile, their connections might sometimes feel normal, at least with those they are close to. Highly impulsive. When a sociopath commits a crime, they may do so on the spur of the moment, and with little thought to the risks or repercussions of their choices. They may easily become agitated and angry, which could lead to violent outbursts on occasion. The likelihood of catching a sociopath rises as a result of these actions. Poor career life. Sociopaths are not usually in a position to keep their jobs. They typically avoid attracting attention to themselves or interacting with coworkers. They prefer to work at the periphery of the society, like selling drugs, where they do not get to interact on a one-on-one basis with people for a long time. Is there treatment? Medication, counseling,
really
or a combination of the two can be used to treat sociopathy. Still, it's crucial to remember that many sociopaths reject treatment because they don't think anything can be done to change their conduct. Some doctors do not advise these techniques to properly cure someone from sociopathy because the harsher medications could result in sociopathy being cured by masking symptoms and reverting to their old selves as soon as the medication is stopped. There are notable differences between the two disorders, psychopathy and sociopathy, how they handle crime, how they are in their careers, and even what their social relationships are like. But we also see that their behaviors can overlap, making it hard to differentiate between the two disorders. And this overlap has caused problems for people over the years. In the childhood era, the two conditions are frequently labeled as conduct misbehavior, and hence the two are used interchangeably. They also become different as time goes by. Here are some easy examples from the media. Jeffrey Dahmer, from the recent Netflix murder documentary, is a psychopath. He is very...
Did y'all watch that documentary with Jeffrey Dahmer? I didn't, just because anything homosexual, I don't want to watch. I don't care to see it. But I heard it was good. I heard it was really good, you know? Like, so let me know.
Meticulous in his plans,
did y'all watch that?
and is fascinated by death and blood. He has no remorse and lacks empathy. For sociopathy, a clear example is Tommy from the series Power. Tommy is very impulsive and lacks a plan while executing his crimes, and he also feels some remorse when he goes too far. So, what was your favorite bit of information from today's video? Have you had to deal with real psychopaths or sociopaths?
That's the end of that video, man. Hey, man, I feel like I have traits of both. I feel like I have traits of both psychopaths and sociopaths. Because I feel like, but like I said, like I explained, my anti-socialism, I'm not antisocial because of my adulthood. Like, I didn't become antisocial in my adulthood. I've been antisocial my entire life. I've just recently learned, maybe 5 to 7 years ago, that I was antisocial. I always thought I was just normal. I always thought being by myself. When I was in school, I used to sit by myself at lunch, and niggas would come sit with me, intentionally try to be by myself, and niggas would come by me. Like, I would be sitting there eating my lunch by myself. Next thing you know, 7 niggas would come and sit with me, and we would all eat together. But I wasn't like, oh, get away from me. Like, hey, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I originally started off sitting by myself, but niggas came and joined me. I was open to it. Like, hey, all right, cool. I would be in recess shooting by myself. And I'm talking about elementary school. I would just be shooting by myself, and niggas would come and want to shoot around with me. I've always been like dolo type of nigga, but I've never been that guy who's pushed people away. I keep myself at a distance because just for my own protection, but at the same time, I'm not pushing people away from me. I don't mind hanging around. I don't mind hanging out. I'm not against hanging out. I'm not anti-social. I'm not anti being social, but I value being alone more than I value being social. I feel like it's more powerful for me, just for me, for my personal life experience. Some people may feel like being social strengthens them. Personally, I feel like being social, it doesn't strengthen me, but it doesn't weaken me. Saying being antisocial is weird. It's just like saying being social is weird. I feel like you can't really, you know what I mean? You can't really like hold that against someone just because they feel like being alone or just because they want to be alone. Anyways, man, let me know, which do you identify with? Like, after hearing all of these characteristic traits, which do you identify with? More the sociopath or the psychopath? And what's the reason? Like, did you grow up this way? Did you become this in your adulthood or in your teenage years? Did you become this? Or were you born this? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, if you like this comment, if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.